Well, I like this movie, Jay. If you like WICK 1, 2, and 3, this is more of that. This is the 3-hour version of that movie. This is the Lord of the Rings of the John Wick movies. It's just bigger body count, more action set pieces. It's globe trotting around the world. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Doming fools, just headshots galore. Donnie Yen as the blind swordsman, just hacking folks up with the sword. The martial arts are great. The Asian dude from freaking Bullet Trains and this shit, he's fucking awesome. It's just more of the same. They just pack more of it into that shit and whatnot. So if you like the first three, you're going to like this one. Does it get a little over the top Fast and the Furious towards the end of the movie and whatnot? A little bit. It gets a little bit crazy. There's a couple times I went, come on, I cringed a little bit. But overall, one of the best action films ever produced. Holy shit, I don't think Keanu and them can top this. I think they just need to, go out on this note. Right. Plot, John Wick got shot off a building in part 3. He survived. Lawrence Fishburne's character helped nurse him back to health. And he's ready to take on the entire table, the entire killer assassin organization. And the beginning of the movie is just him going around different parts of the world, doming fools and whatnot. And he finally figures out a way to end this all. He has to have a one-on-one duel with the main French bad guy. He has to do this whole thing to get back into the Russian family that freaking got rid of him in the last movie. And basically the entire movie is, once again, it's kind of a repeat of all the movies. It's just a bunch of assassins trying to kill him, and he just kills them in really interesting, clever ways or whatnot. There's nunchucks. There's a German shepherd that eats nuts. Donnie Yen's going crazy with blind man, samurai kung fu shit. And finally, it's Wick versus Donnie Yen at the end in a freaking pistol duel from 1812, and it ends up and it wraps up the series nicely. It's just wall-to-wall action for 2 hours and 50 minutes. It's freaking nuts, man. There's one particular scene in the movie where they do an over-the-top camera shot. It's really fucking badass. He goes from room to room. It's seamless and shit. It's one of the best action scenes ever filmed. It's sick, dude. It involves shotguns and it's fucking insane. And I don't know how they come up with this stuff. They ask a bunch of 4th graders what would be cool that are addicted to Adderall and Call of Duty, and they did that shit. That's one of the best scenes, and the dog in the movie is fucking off. Everybody's gonna go out and buy a German Shepherd after this shit. It's like the dog. It's even better than the Halle Berry dog shit from part 2 or 3. I can't remember. I always get them confused. But that scene alone is worth an Academy Award. So once again, Donnie Yen, blind swordsman character, they actually did Daredevil better than Marvel could. Who knew? Marvel, take notes, because Donnie Yen's badass. It's kind of ridiculous because he doesn't have superpower radar shit like Matt Murdock from the comic books, how he's able to fight. They kind of do it justice in his first fight, but then it kind of gets ridiculous. Like I said, the movie does get ridiculous at points. But Donnie Yen is badass. His fight choreography is amazing. All the costumes look amazing and shit. The SWAT team outfits with the samurai face mask look dope as fuck. The main villain is this uppity, tight, prissy French guy, but his outfits look dope. His wardrobe is tight. His fit is nice and shit. And they wrap up the story real well at the end. Wick, he does shit dirty at the end and everything. So the overall plot wraps up very nicely. I like the movie a lot. It is long though. It's almost 3 hours long. So don't drink before you go into that movie. You can't take piss breaks in this shit. Would I rank this above part 1? No. Part 1 is a tighter story and the action's a bit more grounded. This kind of gets a bit nuts in parts of the movie or whatnot with his durability. It's like he's an invincible Looney Tunes character like the Mask and whatnot at parts. And especially the Paris car scene. That's a little ridiculous. I get it. The movie's over the top, but they take it to another level, kind of what Fast and the Furious 9 did, where they had, Tyrese and what's his name going to outer space. It kind of you jump the shark, The Rock catching missiles on the ice in the Fast and Furious 8. They kind of take it to a couple times where it's too much, where he falls from a ridiculous height, where it's come on, bro. But other than that, yeah, it's good. I would say this is the second best one. Probably the third best one. I think part 1 and 2 were better. It's definitely better than part 3, though. But they're all freaking awesome, so watch them all. Fuck.